keeping up your Pilates is easy in this modern age, sort of. You just have to adjust to time. So we're gonna take a nice breath. We're gonna exhale, press both hands down on either side of you. Just hold them for a moment, and just before you force your body into anything, feel how it is holding you, right? See what needs to be woken up, reminded, what parts of you have to be told, hey, you know how to do this. I don't have my cameraman today. Oh, stop it. There's crazy things happening. No wingman. He has some kind of crazy cold. He went and got tested for COVID and 2 other things that came out negative. So he's going back again today to the doctor because it's just, there's no congestion, no anything, just a horrible, horrible, horrible cough. Yeah. Thank God, are able to breathe freely without triggering a cough at the moment. And we're gonna, like I said, feel what needs a little attention as you breathe. Do you need to wake up your feet? Do you need to find your collarbones and the shoulder blades that support them? Maybe it's reaching through your limbs a little bit, letting the elbows straighten a smidge, or letting the back of your knees reach down to the underside of your heels. Yeah. Lift up your glutes. Your hamstrings are assisting, right? So when we reach down, it's just energetically. We're not moving the bones. So, yep, that's it. Good. Okay. Oh, I think one of yours is not muted, Lisa. Thank you. So as we're going, right, connecting those parts, remember to also check in with your breath, because that is the leading part, right? So not just the exhale, which I think we are pretty all good at, but also that inhale, because it's the inhale that keeps you alive. Yes? So think about where it's going. If you're standing with that chest over proud, see me with my chest up high, it means I'm actually inhibiting the inhale breath. I'm shortening these, you're squishing together the intercostals of your low ribs, making it hard for them to truly expand. So we want to let the back of that rib cage lift upward. For many of us, that, especially those of you who have been in sports that make you need to be up, or in theater where we're projecting, right? You need to lift the back of your chest, and it's gonna feel like you're bending over a little bit. And then you just lift your head back up. Yes, that's nice all the way around. Good job, everybody. That's beautiful. Okay, so now we're just gonna take a step forward, left foot forward, right hand back. Keep your carriage high. Keep pulling up through the back of your spine. Yeah, good. Rock your way back. And other foot. Keep lifting through the back of your spine. Some of you are going to notice that you do a funny little, I'm exaggerating, no one does this, but bend lift. Yeah. I want you to see if you can keep that spine already lifted up. Yep, come on. And I'm lifting from here. I want you to lift the ribs up for me. That's it, good. Yeah, okay, so now some of you, you're so clever. I love watching you guys so much. Because instead of doing this up, you're like, okay, well, I'm just going to stay up. And no one is that exaggerated, but that's the sensation, right? Of just, well, I'll just tip that pelvis and my spine is still up technically. So what we're getting at is we have to be able to lift ourselves out of our pelvis, and our pelvis is lifting away from our reaching legs, or our legs are reaching out of the pelvis. I was talking to a client, we talked about this is the sun, and all the rays go out from the sun, including the legs, right? They go away, it just floats in the middle. Yeah. Good. And then as you're fine-tuning, can you start to notice which side is easier? So I can quite reliably step forward with my left, but my right I really have to organize. And I feel myself twist around just to take a step if I'm trying to stay long. Good job. Yes, good job. So when you come back to home, okay, so for the sake of the replay, Deshelle was saying, oh, I caught myself walking on the balance beam, right? One foot in front of the other instead of in train tracks. When you come back to home, watch it, because women, we tend to get small here. We kind of lean into this bone angle instead of planting ourselves. So when we take our step, make sure, yes, you're wide forward, but also you come back in underneath your hip when you come home. Especially you guys being so petite, all three of you. You are small framed. Let yourself open a little wider. And then Lisa, when you do, let your feet come to more parallel. So instead of ducks, be straightforward. It almost will feel like pigeon-toed to you. And then this is everyone's own self-exploration, right? Everyone's doing their inner thing. So maybe you're still back at going, ooh, I walk funny here. But if you are getting the sensation of which side needs a little more attention, that side, let's start thinking about the ball of your foot on that side that's behind you, the one that's in back. Let yourself lift up slightly and push the ground away, again, pushing away from your pelvis. Now, some of you are going to go, whoa, deeper into whatever pattern you had. Maybe it was this one. Maybe it was this one. Your butt will go back, right? And nobody is that exaggerated. But I want you to just feel, because it tells you a little something about how you're moving. Mm-hmm. So yes, that's it. Now that you've added that idea in, check it back on the other side. Is that other side lifting, pulling back to make you come forward? Oh, that's right. So the left one's not powering you forward. Yes. Yes. Awesome. I love that. I love that you can feel that. So this kind of tipping to make your leg go forward, right? That's what Deshelle is talking about. And I do the same thing when it's my right leg forward, right? Because I'm not powering from glute med enough, letting it support the joint. So it tips. That is a really nice awareness. Right? Because they're just not being asked for in the right order. Yeah? Okay, so we have more of this idea coming. We're going to, yes. Well, I don't think back when our generation was going through our respective sports that there was enough of that full awareness. I really think it was more about hit your picture, hit your mark, rather than what are you utilizing to get there. And maybe in some elite programs, I don't know, that was happening, but that was not my experience. I did not hear about anyone talking about a neutral spine in gymnastics until, gosh, just before the shutdown. There was a period where I finally heard that, right? Like it took that many years. So, and same thing in ballet. Like now there is a Pilates studio at PNB, and that was happening just after I got certified. That's where I did some of my practice hours. So it took that long, right? That was already 20 years after I'd left college. So I think, anyway, sorry. That's how. Yeah. So let's see. We're going to pull, sit into a squat. There we go, sit in a squat. So I want to wake up your obliques a little more because we're going to be asking them to help us out. So we're going to pull one side, pull the other side, back to center, come all the way up, press both sides. Yep. And do that again. And so this pull and this pull, I want you to just pay attention to what happens to your butt, right? So sometimes we pull and we're fine, and we pull and we're fine. Or we might pull and we do a little dance. Or we pull back and pull back, or we pull back the opposite side, right? So can we stabilize the hip? First of all, really getting the glute in place. I want you to notice what happens from side to side, because it's probably not going to be exactly the same. And so then we talk, this is going to go later when we pick up that hand weight and we've got to rotate. We don't want to collapse because that's all going right to the knees. And we don't want to counter it. So we'll let you have that, build it up now, build that brain awareness now. Notice to stabilize, you probably need your heels to dig down and that big toe and pinky toe to press down. Give me one more. And up. Nice, okay. So then we're gonna sit down again, good. And we're going to pull your left strap and step back with your right. Good, step it in. Now we add the left, opposite side. And step it. Now here we're gonna just stay down. So we're staying in our squat and just moving back. So if you can see where I am on the edge of my screen, as I step back, I shouldn't be shifting into it. See how I'm disappearing off the screen? I want you to really hold your ground here. Hold your ground. Do not move back and do not counter forward. Some of you are good at that one. We're all, no, Diana, opposite arm, opposite leg. And Lisa, what was your question about your body? Yes, so you can rotate as you turn, right? But we're keeping our squat. We're keeping our squat, so we're not shifting around. So when you come back to here, does it still look like a squat? Does this look like a squat? Yes? Yeah? Oops, no, I can't do it and talk to you at the same time. Opposite. Opposite. Because then we're going to add on to this. You ready? So we're going to take your left foot back. You're holding your right arm back, right? So you look like you're running really fast, yes? Take that left leg, lift it off the ground, and extend it behind you, far as you can. You are still in a squat on that right leg, yes? Find your heel. I see us tipping over. Good. Now stand up on that right leg, switch your arms, bring your left knee forward. Ta-da! Okay, squatting on one leg. That right leg bends. We take the left leg back, Reach back with your right. You're switching your arms. Good. And you're leaping. Good. Running far. Can you shift your weight onto your heel a little bit? That's it, gang. Good. Coming back up, switching sides. Connect to your foot. Good. And then back down. Breathe your way through it. Good. And then upset the kitty. Good. And through. Good. That's it. Again, it's a squat here. So if I put the other foot down, do I look like I'm in a squat? Yeah. Notice the lean. If you can see yourself, I see at least one of you leaning way. I can't even lean like you're leaning. How do you lean without falling like that? So see if you can get yourself centered. So that means if you find yourself in that crazy lean or your knee is compensating, right? Put this toe down. Get yourself centered. Push the ground away a little bit. And then try again. Yeah. Good. Better. Okay. Last one. Last one. One more like that really last good one. That last really good one. Sorry. Sometimes I put words in German order. That's it. Good. All right. Hold this top. Hold it at the top. Are you lifting through the back of your ribs? Lift through the back of your ribs, not your chest, right? Not your chest. Lift the low ribs up to the middle ribs in the back of you. There you go. That's a nice adjustment. Good. And then put that down. Okay. Other side, same thing. Simple, simple, but not so simple. So here's our squat. Right leg goes back, left arm pulls. Okay, so those of us who noticed when we were walking and our right foot going forward was not as strong because the left side wasn't holding, right? It's the left that's responsible. So get your left side ready. Plug that in without tucking under, right? We're just plugging in at the hip. That's it. We step back with your right, pull back with your left. Good. Straighten that right leg behind you. Good. Come up and rotate. Good. Sit in your squat. It needs to look like a squat. Good. Then extend back behind you all the way. Good. That's it. Coming up. And some of you might think, oh no, why is this easier, Mona? And you're doing this. Oh, this is so much easier. I'm doing a great job on this side. Yeah, because you're probably strong in this direction. And after a while, you can see how that is going to mess up my knee, right? My butt is swinging out. All the torque is happening right here. So again, I want self-awareness, noticing if you just put the foot on the floor, where's your hip, right? Mine's a little to the side, so I'm going to tuck it in. See if I can squat just with the foot down. And then grab that heel, press back. And you can see I still lean quite a bit. Check yourselves, yeah? Right? This is just self-awareness morning. I love you thinking. I love it. I see it. Good. Good. You got one more good one. Might take two to get that one good one that you want. Yes. Yes, and hopefully we're feeling the little muscles helping the big muscles. Yeah, Wednesday was a good day. That was a good day. Oh. Right. Well, it's nice to have you back. All right, so we're gonna flip around, turn our backs to the mount. First, just take a moment to step away, let your chest open up. So you, yes, get to pop your ribs for a moment, because hopefully that whole time you've been thinking about lifting your ribs. So you can let yourself have a nice stretch open. Check the back foot, just make sure you're on first, second, third toe and not rolled out to the third, fourth ball. You wanna stay on that main ball. And then you'll switch feet. Same thing other way. Check feet. Have that moment of stretch. Yeah. Okay, super. Hands at your armpits, standing our ground, standing up straight. We're just going to press away. So can you wrap your heels toward each other even though they're stuck in place on the ground? Yeah. Good. Nice wide stance. Good. I like it. Yes. Thank you for thinking of it. Good. Good. 2 more. That's it. All right. Press those arms forward. Good. Now we're going to step forward with your left foot. Now keep your back, what am I trying to say here? Keep your spine line. Think ski slope, right? So from the back heel to the head is all one line. Now lift the back heel. It should all be one line. Did your ribs pop? Can you keep lengthening up the back of your ribs? I know. Why do we do that? Because we're not using our glutes. So then we're just going to do Pilates punching. So your elbow pulls back and we punch. Elbow pulls back and we punch. Good. Can you stay on big toe on the back foot? Can you stay on your heel on the front foot? That's it. So you are leaning somewhat forward, right? You are a little bit letting your weight, like floating plank, be in the strap. But you are pushing yourself actively with the back foot, and the front heel is driving down to keep you from falling. Good. 1 more on each side. Good. Then take your right arm, pull it back, flip your fist so it faces up. So you're in that, good. Now push forward and low. Bring it back in. Push forward and low. It's like a low, it's a gut punch, really. That's it, good. So now you've added this slight change. Can you check back in with that front heel and the back toe? Maybe add in the front pinky and big toe, just for good measure. Good. All right, now we're gonna let that do 2 more. Good. The other arm is just still hanging out there. Good. And last one. Good. Hold it away from you. Rotate palms down. Good. And then let both arms come back again. Good. You're going to rotate yourself to your right. So you've got right leg back. Good. Lift your right arm at an angle. Now rotate your torso away. So now you're doing an side punch. So the elbow is at 90 degrees. And you're just going to take it just like that, keeping that elbow at 90. I want you to do right arm. The left arm is just hanging out by your shoulder. That's a good question. Yep, left arm is just hanging out by your shoulder. Then you're going to take that longer and you're going to let yourself twist your whole body, pushing that arm all the way out straight. So your right hip will come forward. You're going to bring it back. Can you get back on that foot as quickly as possible before you rotate all the way away? So it's a full rotation at this hip socket. The leg is rotating in, and then I want you to make sure it comes back out when you come back home. Women, we tend to get stuck in that internal rotation sometimes. We don't bring that around, and then we get this big craziness at the knee because it has to compensate. There you go, good. So when you're punching all the way across your body, that strap is going to hit the side of your head. Your back leg is rotating in, the hip is rotating forward. But when you bring the arm back, I want you to make sure you get all the way back onto your big toe so that the hip opens up again. And then the thigh opens up. Open, that's right. So from a front view, I'm punching across. There's my big internal rotation. And then I'm coming back and I've got to get on my toe. Here's me not. Can you see this bend here? Here's me doing it better. So being able to push all the way, internally rotate, because there's times we need to internally rotate. Come back and make sure we're back on that big toe. Yeah? When I come back to home or when I go across? Coming back, I think it looks a little turned out, but this is actually lined up because I'm trying to get onto that big toe. This would be me turned out. And then this is me lined up. I think it's ankle, yeah? Yeah. Lisa means business. No, not doing it wrong. It's Lisa's saying she feels like she never feels like she comes off the back toe. No, because as you go here, you're really pushing. If you're pivoting the whole leg, then you're going to feel more of the little toes because you have to, just the way you move around the foot. But if you are anchoring the toe and then pivoting here, without the foot moving, here's my foot didn't move at all, it's staying in place, then yeah, you're only going to feel the big toe. But I think you won't get the full power from the whole foot if you don't let it pivot. Yeah. 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 So an internal rotation, the other side, just like when we're in external rotation, side squats, for example, both hips should be countering the motion. When we're internal rotation, if this hip tries to push me at it, then I get this, and it increases this angle. If I'm holding inward, now I'm stabilizing from the front. Not wrong. It's, yeah. Yeah. That's a really good question because it's a very dynamic thing. You know, in Pilates, we're also often holding one part, managing very well one part. Yeah. Which is why I love us doing stick. It's like having a whole end of the Cadillac all the time to stand on because this is more like how we need to move through space, right? So before we turn to the other side, then I want to wake up the outer hip just a little bit. So we're going to actually flip around to the other side. You're thinking, what? Yes, well, because of the way we've worked our legs. So now the right leg was the one that you had back, correct? Okay, so now we're going to stand with the left side to the mat and take your strap and put it on your right foot. Go right foot. And then you'll just hold your strap for support here. So I've got my hand through the loop and I'm holding on here and here. All right. And then all we're going to do is lift this leg up. So now we just worked internal rotation. Now we're going to wake back up the muscles that hold us steady for normal walking, right? Not twisting. Because in females, this tends to be our weakest link. That's it. I mean, you think about how models stand, right? That's all internal rotation. There's nothing holding up their hips. So we're just bringing that leg right in front. We're watching the foot, seeing if we can keep it right underneath the knee, maybe even a little bit out of the knee, but not huge, because then what are we doing? We're internally rotating again. Bending the knee, yes. What about standing foot? No, lifting in a march, and then what? There was two more questions at the same time. What were just? No, the moving knee, the moving knee. The standing knee also, right? So just with lateral force, there's often an answer back, right? So if this moving side has to activate this glute med, this standing side also has to, because both things will happen. If it doesn't, this might twist or collapse on that standing side too. Yeah. Good. Okay. So then we're going to take that marching leg up, and you can't see it, but I am straightening that leg straight in front of me. So it's now, here, I'm going to wing it out here so you can see it there. See, it's straight? Good. And then just bend it. So all we're going to do is straighten. And then for some of us, we get really torquey here. We start twisting around our socket. So if that is you, don't lift the leg straight out. Instead, keep it on the ground. See if you can point out and bring it back in. Just point out, bring it back in. And so for me on this side, because this happens to be that left side again, usually this corresponds way back to what we did during our warm-up, the walking, right? Which side felt more tippy? For me, it was this one, right? Because that's the back leg again. Yes? So make it small as necessary. Or hug that glute for all you're worth. Good. Now, if that's easy for you on this side and you're really good and you've got your foot and you've got your glute on the supporting side, then you can add in a little side leg just out to the side. Good. And then bring it back to the front. Bringing it back needs the same, if not more control than bringing it to the side. Because now, remember, when you are lateral, anytime we move lateral, both sides naturally want to turn on a little more. But when we are going straight in the sagittal plane, you have to ask them each to do their job individually, and they're not quite as good as that. They don't like that. So really get them both on. Yeah. Yep, control on the way back in, control. Oh, you guys, you figure out all kinds of ways. Can you add back in for me the length, the lifting of your ribs, and then immediately find your foot, because then you'll have that foot to hip talking a little better, I hope. Or you might notice it's not talking well and you're going to have to back it up one step, put the foot down or take the side out, yeah? Yeah? Okay. So hopefully we woke up the side hips a little bit. We're going to take that strap off the foot, turn our back to the mount, and we go back to our punches. Does that all make sense? Okay. And if it doesn't, you tell me. If you have questions, you text me. Yes? Other questions that you come, sometimes they come to you later. You're like, wow, I should have asked her this. Okay, so where are we? We are hands by our shoulders, and we're going to press forward. So now we've got ourselves with the right foot forward. We started with the left last time, and we're going to lean into it like floating plank. Press that front right heel down so you feel under the ham and the glute talking to each other. Whoa, girl. And so this is my tippy side. I can feel it already. Trying to reach that back left heel down. Yes. Okay. And then we're going to start easy with those punches that alternate and rotate. So just moving through your torso. Now watch out. The more I do this, the more I want to arch my back. This is a no, Mona, right? I'm starting to get higher and higher up here because I'm going for what is already stable. What I need to be doing is looking for what needs to be stable. So making the back of the ribs long in that line that goes all the way down to the heels. And notice as I rotate, can I rotate on my axis? Can you rotate on your axis without falling off to one side? Yeah, me too, right there, Deshelle. I feel it. So I'm going to show everyone as I'm punching, right? Here's me staying pretty in the middle of my axial line, right down to the pubic bone. Here's me tipping to the side to make it happen. Yeah? Here's me also tipping in a different way, different place. It's on the ground today. Today it's on the ground. I want you to really reach it down so you have that anchor for your brain about where your spine is. My spine should be a mirror of my back instead of mountain peak. It's a ski slope. And wait, there, that's a better ski slope. And then, all right, so when you feel like you've gotten, come on, ankle. When you feel like you've gotten some good ones and you have identified, I got to pay more attention in this direction, then you're going to let your right arm hold forward and flip your left fist so it faces upward, and then reach forward and low. That's your gut punch. Your torso is rotating with that punch in both directions. Good. So watch when it comes back. I'm going to show you me again, not working on my axial line and not knowing where my spine is. Do you see how my whole upper back is moving just to move my arm back? That's a no. Here's me keeping my line better. Can you see the difference? Good. That's it. Keep your obliques on in the front. Don't give them up. That's it. That's right. Because what if you were fighting two people? One hand is holding somebody away. You would not come back here because that means they'd be getting ground on you. You hold that person away and then boom, deliver that gut punch. Not that we're violent people, but you never know when it might need to be happening. That's it. That's it, Lisa. That's right. You hold them away. Good. Maybe you're holding away all the negativity in the world. Push it out there. And boom, you're delivering your gut punch of joyfulness and positivity. That's right. Good. And then Deshelle, you just watch out, just like me. That little tiny tip to the right side. See if you can imagine staying slightly to the left as you rotate. All right, so then we're going to take that back hand and, bring both hands in. Lift that back elbow up. It's at 90 degrees on the left. And this is your cross punch, your jaw punch. So you're just rotating first, just getting the rotation. No, did I do that? I did that, didn't I? So excited. No, today we're keeping it down. Sorry. I used to teach kickboxing, so I love the boxing series. No. So you did? The whole time? No. Well, okay. Well, if you did it that way on the other side, continue on this side, and then do it again with your heel down. Not today, but on your replay. Or just play with it a little bit. Because I could have sworn I mentioned to put that heel down. Maybe you guys thought only the front one. And like me, maybe you got excited. I got excited just now. And I probably did on the other side at some point. So thank you for saying something. So again, we're rotating and we're seeing if we can rotate around our axis without everything else happening, like this hip or this rib or this collapse. Can you see how the back knee collapses in? So that back heel keeps us grounded. Then of course, then you can add that full extension if you'd like. And just notice what happens there. And you can kind of see it looks like I'm punching like a girl, so to speak, right? I want to punch serious like a strong girl. So keeping this hip in allows me to deliver more power. If this hip falls out, I have to really overcompensate a lot to deliver that punch. Yeah. Good. That was nice, Lisa. This direction seems like you're way better, way more connected to where your center is. That's, yeah, the left leg, you've got left leg back. That's nice. I love it. So Diana's self-checking. She's holding those ribs as she rotates like, what the heck? Where am I? So I love it. And so if that's you also checking where ribs are, remember it's easy to do this. I'm rotating, my ribs are staying in my middle, but I'm actually back bending each time. Yeah, so maybe putting hands on the back of the ribs so that you feel them staying in line with your sacrum a little more, or to help remind you to keep the long line, could be useful. All right. How do we feel? Good? I feel like there's one piece missing. Outside leg. Yes. Yes, yes. Outside leg. So if it was your left foot that was back, it should be your left foot that gets the strap now. Holding through. Find your feet, and we're going to lift that leg up just into a march. And you can see how I lift when my knee wants to curl in too much. Should be right over the ankle. And some of you will feel that quite dramatically. If you let it curl in and then push it out, you'll feel your standing glute go, oh yeah, me too. Right, because it's that laterals thing, moving sideways. And so if this is feeling good after you get about 6 lifts, and you can feel yourself lifting the back of your ribs still, then you can add your front leg. So bringing it out, extend. Notice what happens to your body. Are you tempted to tuck a little bit? Can you just wrap inward a little bit? If you feel like there's torque happening at the standing knee, take it on the floor and slide it back. Can you keep it from pulling you in? And you can see that little wiggle woggle. Good. Yeah. So Deshelle, give yourself more support up here. Drive into your standing foot first and then just slide out. Really drive into your standing foot. So just like the walking, I know, yes, but better. So that this leg almost feels like it's just floating against the strap. It's really about what's holding you up. And then Diana, did you try that? Are you doing like a middle one between this one up here and the leg slide down here? Ah, okay. Yeah. Gotcha. Gotcha. So if you'd like to, gang, I like your thinking. If you'd like to, then you can add in the side leg. And think of it, right, especially those of us who twist at the knee, as a side leap. This leg helping push us away from the mount, not just falling into that leg. So as it goes out, push down and away with the standing leg. And of course, you could do this one on the floor. Out to the side, still push with that standing leg. Yeah. Yes. Yes. That's, no, not just a you know. Again, we're not done evolving, right? And so women's hips just want this little collapse. Our bones are still working at getting under us from thousands of years of oppression. Sorry. We're coming to get you. So I do the same. Instead of holding my ribs in place, I let my tail lift, which folds the front, right? If I hold my ribs in place, then this all works like the Dickens, but it also doesn't put any stress on my back in any negative way. And I think that can be hard to always lift out of the pelvis, right? Out of the rays of the sun. Be a ray of the sun with your ribs lifting up. You said it was the track girls? Yeah, right? All that power. Needs so much power. Yeah. Okay, how are we? No. The fast ones. It's the power output that gets that. That's so awesome. Are you okay there, Deshelle? I love you so much. Deshelle is the one. She's that knight in Monty Python. But a flesh wound. She's like, all right, we're going to come down to the mat. Yes, you're right, Lisa. Yes, you're right. We're going to come on down to the mat. So we might be feeling, again, little adductor as well as glute. I hope we feel a little of both. That would be awesome. We're going to come rolling down with our nose toward our pubic bone, just like we do with acrobat on the reformer. Really pull back to the mount. And once you get down there, you're going to push your fist down, get a little bit bicep to turn on. And I want you to not rest here. So here's me resting. Here's me lifting myself through my abs and pushing my feet down. Resting, pressing my feet and lifting. I hope that's visible enough. That's it. Keep lifting. Push through your feet. The biceps are just our distraction. We're trying to see our pubic bone. We're trying to watch it rise the flesh up through the spine, right? Pulling it away from gravity. You got last two. And last one. Good. Hands come down to the ground. Step your feet back. Okay. And then from here, we're going to take your left leg off the ground. Extend your sternum forward. Lengthen the back of your spine. Then lift your right hand up toward your armpit. If you can, press it forward. Bring it back in. And that's all we got to do. I want you to see first if you can do the first part well before you even multiply the arm going forward, meaning lifting the leg, getting yourself centered, finding that long spine line. You can let them be as far apart as you can be stable, but the farther away they are from each other, the more tippy you're going to be in this case, because you've got one leg staying up in a leg pull. Yes. So I want you to see if you can do one side repeatedly. So whether that's just holding the leg up while you think about moving the arm, or you actually lift the arm and move it. I want you to try 6-ish before you switch to the other side. So remember, sternum forward and then find your spine line long. Yeah, good. That's it. Nice. And just like when we were standing, the arm doesn't have to reach. Maybe it goes along the ground. Good. Yep. It's okay to be tippy, right? Tippy means we're challenging ourselves. So that's like up leveling the mat version right there. So oh, yes, yes. Oh my gosh. Yes. I swear. Get your body ready for anything. That's our goal. So when you feel like you've had enough, I think I need you to draw me a stick picture of it, Diana. Because I'm... Oh! Ah! There's a moment as it goes forward, I think, where you can actually rest on the resistance. And so what you have to do is control how you pull it back, because now you're taking the resistance away. Gotcha. All right, so I've just got straps on feet and heels are together. We've had a fun time exploring imbalances. Where can we be made stronger? And now we're just gonna try to make sure we level out. So with your straps on your feet, let yourself rock your hips from side to side a little bit. And then you're gonna reach up, hold the straps, pull down and do the same thing. And some of you will feel more grounded against the mat when you do that. Yeah. And then you can let go of those straps, press your legs all the way out. And then easy peasy, you're gonna let the whole leg swing side to side. And see if you can reach it further and further away from you so that you let the front of your hips open, the attachments at the side of your waist right at your hips get a little longer. So we're not just side bending like little squished bananas. We're getting longer and longer. Easy peasy. Yeah. And if you are at the moment letting your hips really swing off the mat, then start keeping them down and just look for the length itself, moving just through the legs and up away through your head and spine. So now you'll get a little more psoas stretch. Right? Good. That's it. Keep reaching, good. Toes slightly apart, toes slightly apart. There you go, good. That's it. And one more each side. Should feel good. Getting all the little kinks out. Good. And then those legs can float up to the sky. Open them out to the sides. Pulse them down to the sides. 3, 2, 1. And then sweep them back together. And then up again. And out. Pulse 3, 2, 1. And together. Good. And then we can do one more down and then come back, right back up and reverse the direction. Pressing down through the center, out to the sides as far as you can. Pull down, 3, 2, 1, and then circle up. And down through the center. Good. Hopefully by now your spines feel really lovely and glommed down onto the mat. And last one. Good. Awesome. Then you can bend your knees, grab your straps, pull yourself up. Just give your spine a nice little bend. You had a lot of rotation today and you had stabilization both. And counter or anti-rotation, which means you worked all the little muscles up and down your spine plus your obliques without having to do a single crisscross. Yes. Oh, yes, I would be happy to. You are welcome. All right, and then we'll just gently let those straps go. And then let your arms reach over your head. Good. Pull the elbows to your sides in 90 degrees, just so they're like a scarecrow. And then reach over your head again. Good. And then again 90 degrees like a scarecrow. And then reach overhead. Good. And one more 90 degrees. Good. And then round up into a bow. You're like, what? Yes, it'll feel good. You round up, grab the back of your thighs, let your spine rest against the mat in that bow. Your arms are holding you. Good. And then gently round back down. Extend your legs all the way out. Arms overhead. Good. Nice inhale. And then exhale again. Good. Inhale. See if as you exhale, your armpits can rest toward the ground. Your hands stay reaching as long as they are. We're just opening up the lat length. And one more time. Big inhale. Exhale. Really reach. Good. Good. Arms sweep down to your sides, roll up into your bow, grab your legs, assist so that you can pull your abs back as you round all the way up, and then reach forward. Yes, dun, dun, dun. Good. And then stack up your spine and go have a happy Halloween. Oh no, it's Halloween. I completely forgot that it's Halloween. I was going to wear my skeleton pants. Shoot. The one day a year. All right, you guys. Thank you so much. I love your work. I love how you guys work.